Verstappen, 26, has had one of the most dominant seasons in Formula One history thus far. He's already won a record 17 Grand Prix races, surpassing his own record of 15 from the previous year, and he has also won 10 in a row, which is another F1 record. He demonstrated this ability over 10 years ago when Verstappen became the youngest driver to ever start and win an F1 race. He now wants to keep winning and carry on with his winning streak for a very long period. What is so special about Max Verstappen? Mario Andretti, the legendary American racer, says of Max, "He's a talent that comes once in a generation. Within him lies a tiger. He has taken Hamilton's place as the face of Formula One at a pivotal moment in the history of the competition. Recent years have seen an explosion in Formula One, F1 popularity. Revenue last year reached $2.57 billion, up 44% from 2017. Growth is especially robust in the US, where it long struggled to establish a stronghold, mostly due to the 2019 Netflix series, Formula One: Drive to Survive, which offers viewers a glimpse at the glamorous locales, lightning-fast racing, and interpersonal conflicts. Many fans in their 20s and 30s who discovered Formula One through what racing insiders refer to as the Netflix effect swarm the US Grand Prix. Many of these enthusiasts will then go to Las Vegas for Formula One's most ambitious US event to date, the first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix, which takes place on November 18th and looks to be an incredible nighttime run down the strip. For each of the event's 3 nights, practices, qualifying, and the race itself, the city anticipates 105,000 people. An earlier report this year indicated that the estimated $1.3 billion in economic impact would be twice as much as the Super Bowl that Las Vegas will host in early 2024. But is Verstappen the best representative of this new intoxicating era? Contrary to Hamilton, who frequently attends fashion weeks with a plethora of A-list friends and is currently creating a Brad Pitt starring F1 film, Verstappen is not really interested in the sports celebrity machine. "I don't want to be able to hang out with well-known actors," he declares. He's the sport's most divisive driver due to his sometimes icy fixation on winning. Even though Verstappen's devoted followers follow him around wearing orange, the drama in the races has diminished over the last 2 seasons due to his easy wins. His backers in Austin were unable to muffle the jeers that met him at the podium. Whether those mockeries turn into an appreciation for his unique abilities could determine the future of Formula One. Barton Crockett, senior research analyst at Rosenblatt Securities, who covers Liberty Media, the parent company of Formula One, states that even though Verstappen is excellent, he looks like the biggest risk to the business right now. How did Verstappen's path to World Championship success go? Verstappen's blood runs through racing. Jos, his Dutch father, competed in Formula One racing from 1994 to 2003, finishing on the podium twice. Sophie Kumpen, his mother from Belgium, is a world go-karter. In 2008, they broke up. Growing up in Belgium, Max's father gave him a quad bike when he was 2 years old. Before turning 5, he started go-karting. Jos was all in when little Max began to show an interest in racing. In addition to working as a mechanic and building the engines for Max's go-karts, he spent 13 hours a day traveling over Europe in a car with his kid. Most families would head home if a track was soaked by rain. Jos made Max continue his practice. Max adds, "I saw other kids playing and running around from a young age, not really thinking about the future. But my father had a strategy, and I had to follow the schedule." In 2014, at the age of 16, Verstappen made the transition from karts to automobiles when he joined Formula 3, the third-tier circuit. Prominent Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko saw a couple of his victories on television. Marko said over the phone to Jos, "He was on another planet. Jos, forget everything." I said, "For Formula One, we are." Verstappen competed for Red Bull's junior squad, Scuderia Toro Rosso, for the 2015 season. He was the youngest driver to line up on the Formula One grid by almost 2 years at the age of 17. He was elevated to the starting squad in 2016. Verstappen's first practice session is still fresh in the memory of his colleague, Formula One driver Daniel Ricciardo. According to Ricciardo, he didn't really care about taking a pragmatic approach. "I'm just going to go drive this thing and try to drive the wheels off it," he exclaimed. "I crash if I crash." Verstappen prevailed. Rivals weren't exactly infatuated with a childlike brash upstart. Verstappen responds, "Yeah, definitely. People were questioning it. However, I don't give a damn. The opinions of others don't interest me." In his formative years, Verstappen committed his fair share of errors. Christian Horner, the principal of the Red Bull team, described him as such a raw diamond. Everything that other drivers learned in the lower classes away from the spotlight, he learned in front of the world's media. How has Verstappen contributed to Formula One's uplift? Verstappen's 2015 F1 car is a far cry from the one he soared in. The $8 billion acquisition of F1 was finalized by Liberty Media, a conglomerate that also controls SiriusXM and has a stake in Live Nation. In January 2017, F1 has changed its marketing strategy and adopted a more active social media presence since joining Liberty. For instance, the number of subscribers to the F1 YouTube channel has increased from 272,000 to 9.61 million, a nearly 3,500% increase. In America, Liberty has also tried to gain traction. Previous races were held by Formula One in Detroit, Dallas, Phoenix, Indianapolis, and the Caesars Palace parking lot in Las Vegas. However, these events were canceled. Drive to Survive has made F1 characters into well-known celebrities. Husband of Ginger Spice, Jerry Halliwell, said of Horner, "We used to come here and said it would be my wife at immigration that they were all looking for a selfie with. They say, 'Hey, you're the guy from Drive to Survive.'" At this point, ESPN's platform saw an average of 1.15 million viewers over the first 17 races of this season, which is more than twice as many as it did 5 years prior. 6 of the last 7 races in North America have sold out, with the F1 debuting a race in Miami last year. The Las Vegas Grand Prix, which will take place the weekend before Thanksgiving, has attracted an approximate $500 million investment from Liberty. The celebration will begin with an opening ceremony that features will.i.am, Keith Urban, Journey, and other notable performers. A 300,000 square foot paddock complex in the city is being built by Liberty. Memberships of the Bellagio Fountain Club, which has a view of the race on Las Vegas Boulevard, are selling for more than $10,000. The Cosmopolitan's racetrack view rooms start at about $7,000. Greg Maffei, president and CEO of Liberty, states that raising the bar is one of the company's objectives in Vegas. A Saturday night race along the Strip will have a whole new level of appeal, attraction, and promotion for both the American and global audience. But one essential component is absent from the Vegas race: any true significance. On October 7th, Verstappen secured the title in Qatar. While ordinary viewers on, say, the east coast of the US, where the race will start at 1 a.m., are unlikely to stay up, diehard fans may find excitement in drivers battling lower in the standings. According to Kevin Magnussen, a driver for MoneyGram Haas, the only F1 team owned by Americans, "I would get bored if I was watching." Verstappen has a distinct perspective. He claims that the NBA survived when the Chicago Bulls were dominating. People say things like, "Oh, that was amazing," either at the moment or even afterwards. A truly devoted sports fan ought to be able to recognize when a team is succeeding. Verstappen is apparently getting tired of F1's emphasis on marketing, which has obviously increased his wealth. His deal is said to pay him about $50 million a year. "I would simply remember that the game itself takes precedence over the show," he says. "That is really important to me, and it will ultimately determine whether or not I stay." He would not take part in Drive to Survive for a while. He believed it created drama and widened the fan following of F1. Verstappen contributed to the improvement of Formula One by being accommodative of the countless meets and greets across the globe. Do you believe Max Verstappen will continue to win races in the manner that he desires? How do you think Verstappen is going to dominate Formula One in the coming years? Do let us know your thoughts on this in the comments section. For more interesting stories and updates, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Goodbye.